That's rich on so many levels, we ain't got time to discuss it. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.
Game time decisions live on SportsGrid on a Friday night. Kevin Walsh here alongside Gabriel Morency, and we are in baseball mode. As you said, Gabe, and I think you kind of been setting people up the past couple of days. When the World Baseball Classic gets here, it's going to take over. It's been the story all day long, and that's going to continue tonight.
And it has been the story, and think about it, we haven't really had the real games yet, right? We've had a lot of mismatches so far. USA haven't even played yet. They're going to get, primetime center stage attention tonight on Fox at 8 o'clock Eastern. We have the Dominican Republic and Dusty Baker's Nicaragua. I bet you didn't know that Dusty Baker was Nicaraguan, right? He's not, but he is coaching. He is managing Nicaragua. Ironically enough, they actually had their spring training at Vero Beach, which used to be the Los Angeles Dodgers spring training complex where Dusty Baker played. So it went full circle. Like this show, Kevin, Dusty Baker, there were nostalgic pictures of him like in the clubhouse and like as where he played with the Dodgers. But we've got a game right now. First pitch going off the board right now. Listen, guys, Puerto Rico aren't as stacked as you would think they are. They got hit hard by this insurance stuff. You can't get insurance to play the WBC if you're over 37 years old. And so they got pinched, they lost a couple of players. They got a couple of big leaguers, but they're really not as stacked as you would think. But the game is in Puerto Rico. They're taking on Colombia, who, they're not stacked. They don't have big leaguers on their team. They're good. They Quintana, they got some pitchers that are good. Julio Teran is Colombian, but I've got Puerto Rico in parlays, Kevin, already to win the game outright, but I do think they cover the 2.5 on the run line, and I do think it goes under. If you ask me what the best bet in this game, I'm going to say Puerto Rico, Colombia, under 9.5.
Yeah, I laid a 2.5 with Puerto Rico here. This number was 3.5 at a lot of other spots at the time. I think it has since worked back a little bit, but Puerto Rico is supposed to be the best team in this pool. I think they have the opportunity to show it. You think about just kind of the environments that we are all anticipating here for these games. this could be the very best, right? Puerto Rico playing in Puerto Rico. I am incredibly excited to watch that play out. It's been a fun day to watch some of these games here, right? Venezuela, Netherlands looked like it was going to be a bang over. That game slowed down, a 6-2 win for Venezuela. Ranger Suarez got the start in that game. Mexico poured it on late to cover a 4.5 run line, which was important to some. 8-2, that final score against Great Britain. And then, of course, like you mentioned, Gabe, the big story this morning, Shohei Ohtani. It's like, it's one thing to hit a home run. How about a grand slam and almost getting a cycle in the first game of the World Baseball Classic?
Listen, I was watching it. I was watching it live, Kevin, and I had him to hit a home run. I had him total bases. He hit the first pitch of the game for a double. And you could tell he was almost mad. It wasn't a home run. It was like literally the first pitch. And he got stranded, Kevin. He got stranded and left on base, believe it or not. They actually, Taipei actually got out of the first inning scoreless. And I had like, will there be a run? Yes. And I'm like, oh, this is the easiest money ever, Kevin. Imagine I bet, will there be a run in the first inning? And I got Japan to win the first inning at like plus 120. Ohtani doubles the first pitch of the game, bro. So I'm literally like, this is just too, like, this is going to be too easy. And then they pop out, they foul, like, nice catch by the catcher in foul territory. I was like, I cannot believe Japan, like, didn't like, they just stranded Ohtani. And the second inning, there was hell to pay.
Yeah.
Ohtani ended up coming up with the bases loaded. And I like the play-by-play guy announcer when he said, he goes, it's amazing, but these moments just find him. And they just find Ohtani. And here he is in Japan coming up with the bases loaded. And, he just golf swinged one. It didn't even, he just kind of casually popped it over the wall at the Tokyo Dome. And the rest was history. Japan looked really, really good. Excited to see what the Dominicans do. Excited to see what Team USA does tonight. Can the USA get to the mercy rule? There is a mercy rule, guys. 15 runs after 5 innings, right? So can USA get to 15 tonight? I find it interesting, Kevin, with the U.S. game tonight. I told people last night, this morning, what was going on when Japan was murdering them. I said, guys, like, they're going to move the U.S. number. Like, the U.S., people are going to see this and go, oh, boy, what are the USA going to do now? They moved it to 10.5 right now, but the total is 14.5, Kevin. How many runs are Brazil scoring tonight?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be surprised if they score, to be honest. I don't think they're going to score.
Mm-hmm.
Will Brazil score? I don't think so. So, like, they're saying, the total's 14.5 and the run line's 10.5, which is kind of telling you. Now, we're talking football spreads here at 10.5 for a baseball game.
That's a huge number.
For a baseball game.
Can you help me, though, with this a little bit, Gabe, right? Is looking at how the U.S. numbers are booked in comparison to the DR, is it that Nicaragua is that much better than Brazil, or that the U.S. is that much better than the Dominican Republic?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Not so much, but American hype. It's in the U.S., and Brazil's a soccer nation. Like, they baseball. Like, Nicaragua actually plays baseball, right? Like I said, Dusty Baker's the manager. But honestly, I don't think they know what to do, Kevin. I love these tournaments. I love the Olympics. I love NFL drafts. I love, like, events. I love, like, the UFL, arena football.
Yeah.
Dude, the sports books don't have algorithm computers for this, Kevin. They don't freaking know. How the hell is a sports book supposed to set a number for this? They didn't. Yeah. Dude, the FanDuel had USA at minus 5.5 the other day, but like minus 450, which goes to show we don't know what the hell to do with this. You know what I mean?
So
like,
Gabe,
we don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you
and
something.
And now you see all these blowouts. Let me just quickly say, they were dead wrong last night with Japan. Like, obviously, the 4.5 was a bad number, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're making a bigger mistake tonight. Like, USA is a fair number at 10.5. I got USA winning the game 12-13 nothing. That's what I think the score is going to be tonight.
Right.
But I think the Dominicans are going to win like 12-3 or 12-4 or something. I think they might score. Nicaragua might score a couple of runs tonight, but 10-4, 16, 12-3, whatever. I think Dominicans are the better bet than the USA because it's like, they only need to win by 5.
The thing that stands out to me with the way the DR game is priced is it feels like they are pricing it like Chris Sanchez is allowed to pitch 7 innings and he's going to throw like a perfect game. Like the numbers are so thrown off
3
to me. That's what I'm saying.
We'll
He's
see.
not even allowed to, right? Like he has a strikeout prop. It's 5.5. I mean, his maximum outs we would think is 9. So you're talking about
Yamamoto
2
only went
strikeouts
2
an
and a third last night. The
How
plan
many
was
strikeouts?
Yamamoto to pitch 3 innings. He only had like 2, I believe, or 3, which is interesting actually with Aaron Nola tonight because they haven't been strikeout props for every game. No, like Yamamoto, they had strikeouts and they pulled them, but he didn't get there. It was 5.5, bro. And it was like, and you got to read everything, guys. That's why I guess what we're here for to tell you. But Dave Roberts, I got it from Dave Roberts. He said, hey, what about Yamamoto? And he said, he's pitching 3 innings tonight only. Like he was told, like he's in contact with the, what I mean? And he said, yeah, he'll go max 3 innings tonight and they'll ramp it up a bit, but he's only pitching 3 innings tonight. He didn't even get through to 3. He went through the 2. He walked a couple of guys and it was like 7-0. And we're like, whatever, just take him out now. Right? Rest his arm. So, I'm curious to see tonight though. Dude, the guys on Brazil ain't never seen pitches like they're gonna see tonight with Logan Webb. Like, dude, the 4.5, I think he gets there, Kevin. I think he gets over 4.5 strikeouts. 3 innings, 6 and 9 batters. I think that's doable against non-major league baseball players. They grew up idolizing Pele, not Hank Aaron.
Yeah, right.
Ronaldinho.
Is Neymar really going to be enough of an inspiration here? We'll keep talking World Baseball Classic. About to get underway. Colombia, Puerto Rico. We're here on SportsGrid. Back right here on SportsGrid on this Friday night. Some NFL news we'll get to if we have the time, but I think that Gabe and I have a good pulse of this stuff here about what people are interested in betting, and I think especially when you start to get what feels like these brand new opportunities with guys right? Where you get Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, right? Bryce Harper, Soto, Vladdy Jr. in these spots here. And the home run props are going to be really fun, I think, here tonight, Gabe. So take us through a little bit. Like we said it before we signed off yesterday, right? You mentioned the Ohtani number might be short, but he's going to hit a home run, right? So is it really that short? Lo and behold. So what are you looking at here? Start wherever you want, the DR game or the U.S. game.
Yeah, let's start off with the Dominican Republic since that game's coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern. So as far as the home run props are concerned, we're getting some decent value actually with the Dominicans, in my opinion, Kevin. The USA, like we'll get to this in a minute, but the USA, like Judge, Schwarber, we're talking 120s, 130s, 140s, etc. Ohtani last night opened to 180 and ended up plus 180, ended up closing to plus 130. So Juan Soto plus 200 tonight. Caminero is plus 250, who's murdering the ball actually in spring training and in the exhibition games. Like he is hot. Vlad Guerrero is plus 250 home run. Manny Machado plus 300. Dear God, what a lineup. Julio Rodriguez plus 300. I haven't even got to Marte yet. Like
I know.
Fernando Tatis plus 300. Like they are stacked. Yep. This is a stacked team, man, this team. Austin Wells plus 350 and Perdomo is plus 425. We can't bet on everybody, Kevin. So I like your point actually about Juan Soto having such a good eye. Is he really going to go here and not swing the effing bat at the WBC? Come on, he's got to swing the stick. Like I would tell him, hey, no bueno. Like I tell him, no, like don't, like no, you swing. Like I don't want you walking. Like this is it. Like
himself,
you know what I mean?
I feel.
I know. Like I get to see him like, and his poor pitcher. Every pitcher's gonna be like, I don't want to throw it over the plate to this guy, man. Like you know what I mean? It's gonna happen. He's just and he'll just ball. It's a good point. So at plus 200. Looking at Junior, like I said, guys, Junior's been pretty hot. He's plus 250. But my gut feel, Kevin, the guy I come to for the Dominican, Fernando Tatis Jr. I say Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to crush one into the left field bleachers. Like he might hit it out of the stadium type of deal. Although these guys are playing in Miami, aren't they? So whatever. He's going to smoke one. I'm going to say Fernando Tatis Jr.
Can I just add, Gabe, with Tatis, one of the reasons I love that look is something he did a couple of years ago that I think translates. His manager said, don't try and hit a home run on a 3-0 count. And he said, screw you. I'm going to swing from the heels. So with one, he's not taking anything easy. He will play as long as they let him. He is there to hit home runs. Like he is someone who will break discipline and turn this into a home run derby for himself.
And make it a fun, exactly, and make it fun though too. And it'll upset, you know what I mean? I guess white America or whatever if they were doing it, but like baseball is different, like there, right? It's just a different, like they don't mind the hot dog, the showboating and stuff. I just sort of feel there's a big Tatis moment tonight where he crushes one.
I love it.
And does the slowest home run trot in the history of baseball.
Yep.
Like, with the helmet in the air and like maybe goes backwards and he dances down. Like he's going to go over the top. Like I just sort of had a vision. I'm like, I could just see Tatis just murdering a baseball and just sort of dancing his way around the bases after. But he's not going to be the only one. I don't buy Vlad. Vlad, I bought into too much, you know what I mean? Vlad is a line drive guy. Like, no. I'm intrigued by, what about Julio Rodriguez at plus 300? Like, if I had to go, I'm thinking J-Rod, too. I could see him popping one tonight.
Yeah, I don't mind the J-Rod look. I love I really, really love the Tatis call-out because some guys, like, it's not the same, right? But in the same way where Skeens or, like, they were talking about during the Mexico game where Suarez was coming out of the bullpen, right? They're like, listen, he's
you got to love it, Kevin, as a wrestling fan, that they wear the mask.
It's beautiful.
The Lucha Libre.
Oh, it's so good.
The home run, the mask is badass.
Here's the thing. Listen,
how about Great Britain today, bro? They did the Royal Guard hat thing.
That's what
they put on the big hat in the dugout and they're high-fiving, man. Like, if you don't love the WBC, you just don't like sports.
This is what baseball should be. Like, there's a whole nother conversation about this is what baseball should be. Like, pitchers need to grow up,
last night, Kevin,
and we need to throw bats as high in the air as they want. Yes, Gabe. Yes, baseball can be very fun.
Drums in the stands.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Drums in the stands. Like you said, Bryce Harper talked about it. Bryce Harper said, "Oh, I love the WBC and I love the Latino style of baseball." He goes, "I try to have fun in Major League Baseball, and pitchers want to hit me."
Yeah.
Like he was talking about McAfee. He goes, "I try to make the game funner," and he goes, "There's such an old guard of the baseball code, man." And it's true, Kevin. Like people love. You saw the other night, it was an exhibition game when they hit a home run. They're going crazy, flipping bats. The bench ran out onto the field and stuff, and like. The other team doesn't get mad, man, because they'll do it too if they can score, right? It's the passion of the sport. Love it.
I could not agree more. So let's take a look at the U.S. here.
Oh, boy.
So just start with this, Gabe. Do you care what the judge number is? Like, is it just as simple as we're betting Aaron Judge?
We gotta
shouldn't
play
even hang the number.
Gotta play it. What are they going to do? Are they going to intentionally walk them? No. I think even the pitchers want to be part of it, right? I remember Carl Pavano, I remember Carl Pavano, big league pitcher. Dude, he grooved a pitch to Mark McGwire. Like point blank. And it was like the 70th one, I think. It was one of the big ones on the Expos. I was doing the show. And he basically admitted it after. He goes, "Yeah, I'll always have a story to tell my grandkids. And I gave up the 70th home run to Mark McGwire." He literally threw it over the middle of the plate, bro. And I'm not saying there's going to be guys on Brazil that want to give up a home run to Judge, but they're going to want to challenge him. They're not, you know what I mean? They didn't get to the WBC and to test themselves to walk him intentionally. So, and the guy's so strong, bro. All you got to do is touch the ball. So, yeah, I'm taking Aaron Judge to hit a home run. No choice. And give me Kyle Schwarber, baby. I'm curious your guy. I'm going to say Kyle Schwarber. That's my Morency gut feel home run pick.
I'll give you my thoughts on what to do with Judge. That might be a little insane, but we'll go over it after the break. We're right back here. It's Game Time Decisions on a Friday. All right, Game Time Decisions here on SportsGrid. So here is just a thought of mine that might sound a little ridiculous, but a long time ago, not that long ago, last year, I wanted to bet the Vegas Aces to win the WNBA championship, but I thought the number was a little bit short. So I parlayed them with a bunch of home run hitters on a given MLB Tuesday, right? And all of a sudden now you're holding a couple like 11-1 on the Aces because Rafi Devers hit one out while he was still on the Red Sox. So my thought, Gabe, is to take Judge and just keep pairing him with guys. So instead of betting Judge straight, I'm just using the DraftKings numbers. Judge and Cal Raleigh, 4-1. Judge and Schwarber, 4-1. Judge and Byron Buxton, 5-1. And basically, if I play 4 or 5 of those, you lay out however much you feel comfortable with. If Judge doesn't homer, we're dead. But I feel like I'm done anyway, where now I can go, maybe hit 2 of these and it ends up a much bigger night, Gabe.
I like your style, actually, and I love doing that with future bets. I often do that, Kevin. Like, how about doing all right, Aaron Judge and whoever you like to win the NCAA tournament to hit a home run? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And suddenly you turn a 4-1 basketball, you turn a 4-1 play into a 12-1. Like you said, I often do that, bro. Where, you know what I like doing it with? With win totals, actually. You wait for a win total, a Major League Baseball win total. Good example. All right, you got to wait. You know what I mean? 6 months, 5 months, or whatnot for it. So it's like, okay, it's a little frustrating for even money, but I'll often, sometimes, Kevin, it'll be like 3 in the morning. It'll be like a Filipino basketball game going on. I'm like, yeah, this team's up by 8. They're not losing. I jump in. I'll put it, give me this with the Dodgers over 101 wins here. A whole line. And I'm like, suddenly I turn the Dodgers into plus 275.
Yeah.
I'm big with the Super Bowl, bro. This was a great example. Like, I ended up, I had like 4,000 or 5,000 on the Seahawks, probably by putting 2,000 up in plays throughout the week. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like the Seahawks so much, Kevin. Every pick through the week, I was basically give me the San Francisco Dawn basketball game to go over, and I'll just put the Seahawks money line in the back end of this.
Yeah.
Right? And boom. And suddenly I was like, whoa, bro, I got this up to 5 dimes, and I only really put 22 or something in. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, for a favorite on a money line. So I like your style here tonight, and I don't have that problem. It'll be frustrating. I'm not going to pair it up just because, in case he doesn't, but I like the Judge. Just, how do we not? I'll say Kyle Schwarber, but what about what about a Terang? What about one of the lower tier type of numbers here?
Right,
Anyone else on USA catch your eye?
Let's see. The thing is, you got to try and look around, Gabe. I don't know how many different. Everyone. Sometimes people use only one book. People use a bunch of different books, right? Stuff like this, you want to just try and look around and see if you can get.
Oh,
the
there
best
are
of
different
the number.
numbers. Yeah, because I like Nolan Arenado to hit a home run at plus 450, plus 475, and someone said, "Hey, bro, DK's got it at plus 650." So you really I don't have access to DraftKings here, but it does matter, especially Kevin. NFL props are generally going to be the same, but when you get to these exotic tournaments, sports books are going to have different looks.
Let me throw this at you, Gabe. Do you think there's any value, or are we getting a little out of control now betting any of these guys that hit 2 home runs? Schwarber's 10-1 for 2. Is that worth it at all?
No one's done it yet in the tournament. It's almost due. Ohtani didn't hit 2 last night, right? He nearly hit the cycle, but he didn't hit 2. No one's hit 2 yet, unless I'm missing something, but I've watched every game.
No, I think you're right.
I'm thinking one player. What about Roman Anthony? Saw him smoke one in the exhibition game the other day.
Yep.
He's had a pretty nice camp, Kevin. Roman Anthony plus 450. Not a bad number.
That's a great number. I see a Roman Anthony plus 390. That's a great number.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So, let me shop around, actually. You look around, guys. But I'm just saying, think if you're a pitcher, too. You're going to get through these guys, all these murderers row, and then you're going to take a sigh of relief. You're like, all right, I don't even know who Roman Anthony is. I know who, Aaron Judge is. I know who Bryce Harper is. If you're some Brazilian dude, you're I don't really know this guy. All right, I'm going to throw on my fastball, and then boom.
It's just, I totally agree. This is more just going into the season. Roman Anthony feels like the kind of guy who's going to benefit so much from being at this tournament with these guys. He's this big-time Red Sox prospect. They eventually called him up. Red Sox fans were begging for it forever, and he came on. He played pretty well, and it feels like Roman Anthony now enters into a different tier. I'm not saying he's going to win MVP this year or anything like that, but the world where we look at Roman Anthony...
This could be his coming out party. Yeah.
I totally agree, Gabe. One of the 6 best American leaguers all of a sudden now. That's the kind of stuff that happens at a tournament like this, and I think Roman Anthony, in that respect, is a guy to watch.
Nice number.
Yeah, let's roll through some of the basketball here tonight. Tatum's back. Miami of Ohio trying to go unbeaten. We'll break that down. All right, game time decisions. We're back here on a Friday night. I actually, just so I don't get yelled at in the back, let me start with the NHL, especially because Gabe has been red hot, I feel, this week on the hockey. I know the weekend was great as well. And on a nightly basis, you can find some value on these boards. There's a couple of spots that look pretty interesting. Edmonton, you got as a home dog tonight. Avs, Stars, both of those teams playing great hockey. The Wild, who you mentioned the other night as a plus dog against, I believe it was Tampa Bay, right? They're now playing kind of a pick'em game against Vegas on the road. What stands out tonight, Gabe?
Tonight's one of these tricky nights in the NHL, Kevin, where it almost feels too easy. But it feels like, remember the TV show Bait Car, right? The cops would leave the car unlocked and the window rolled down with the keys inside, and then somebody would inevitably, step into the car and then boom, they'd get arrested. Yeah. It was actually a pretty tricky show. Bait Car. It's kind of like a trap tonight, I find, in the NHL. There's a lot of, this should happen, but I got a weird feeling about it, right? Now, it should be noted the trade deadline just went down. There was nothing really major to report when it was all said and done. But we talked about the Florida Panthers being a fade team, Kevin. Last night they lost again to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Their season's done. They're not making the playoffs. They know it. It's officially over. The trade deadline is just passed right now. They're going on a back-to-back here against the Detroit Red Wing team at home. I like the Red Wings tonight at minus 155. The Vancouver Canucks are just a train wreck who are an automatic fade, but they lose so much, they're almost due for a win. You know what I mean? It's one of these, you're not going to win. They're not going to lose every game for the rest of the year. But I do like the Blackhawks tonight. I'm scared of the Hurricanes in the Oilers game. The Oilers generally don't win big games at home, so I would lean with the Canes. But my best bet tonight, Kevin, if you ask me, all right, I got one pick in the NHL, what are you going to do? I'd say the Montreal Canadiens and the Anaheim Ducks go over 1.5 in the first period.
Okay.
Like, you don't overthink things. Remember the other night I told you, like I said, oh, yeah, Ottawa and Edmonton will probably be 2-2 after the first period. It was 3-2, bro. And the bet was over 1.5. Right? It was the same thing with the Sharks the other night. The Sharks, I forget who they were playing. I said the Sharks and whoever it was, over 1.5 first period. Same thing, bro. It was like 3-1 after the first or something. The Canadians and Ducks, same thing. There's going to be multiple goals in the first period of this game. Let's go over 1.5 Canadians and Ducks.
All right, so there we go. A little bit of action there on the NHL slate tonight. Let's pop over to...
What about Miami, Ohio, bro? That's what we got to get to. But we'll get to Tatum and all that. Will they or won't they? Are they going to get it done tonight? And do they cover the point spread at 5.5 if they do? What do you think?
So the number is dropping again. We talked about this earlier in the week. Every single game, it feels like people are actually or at least the bigger bets are moving the numbers against this team. You have 4.5, and now their last 2 games, they've won each by exactly 2. I know it would be kind of the square play of it all, Gabe, but it feels like this is kind of this is it, right? Like, I don't know if there's more pressure on this game. Every game they've been playing in, there's a ton of pressure into me. They've handled their business the entire year in this conference. It's an Ohio Bobcats team that defensively should be at a major disadvantage here. I would be leaning towards Miami of Ohio on a now 4.5 point spread.
It's amazing, isn't it, as you stated? And I'm part of that crew, bro, that was moving it down from the 5.5.
Yeah.
Right? And it's funny because I'm pro Miami. I think they belong in the tournament. I think they're a good team and all that type of stuff. But they just play all these games. I've been following them. Well, I've been paying attention since they were 13 and 14 and 0, etc. And I'm amazed that they're as good as they are against the spread when they play as many close games as they do. But they have a lot of short numbers a lot. Here, how many, and you could argue actually, how many times is a 29 and 0 team, Kevin, only a 4.5 point favorite? Right? Against a 15 and 15 team at that.
Yeah. I know.
You know what? It's almost, you're right. There's not a lot of room. I'm on the ledge here, but I think it happens again. I think Miami, Ohio survive by 1 or 2 again. Again. Yeah, I think it happens again. That Ohio come that close.
Let me
see
what
that barn is going to be rocking tonight, hey, bro. Like, dear God, it's the biggest game there in a long time.
You know what, Gabe? To your point, though, Miami of Ohio on the money line in a same game parlay with Ohio plus 5.5. I thought would be like 6-1. It's plus 370. It's like they know. It's like they're gonna win, but they're probably not gonna cover. Like that should be giving you much better odds, in my opinion.
Look, and I'm glad you bring this up actually too, because there's something to it, Kevin, about the psychological warfare of sports betting. And once again, this is like the ultimate trap, doesn't it? They're almost begging you. They're begging squares. Put it this way. Casual fan, you know what I mean, follows a little bit, sees, oh my God, a 29 and 0 team against Ohio. Ohio suck. It's only 4.5.
Yeah.
They're begging you to take Miami, Ohio tonight, Kevin. But great call. They're scaring you off the money line. They're like, no. You're not getting a free money line play out of this and a free parlay pick spot here, a free parlay leg. But if you want to lay 4.5, hey, you know what I mean? Like, it really does feel trappish, doesn't it? Like they know something that like the public doesn't. And I like to be on the side of the book. I'm telling you, Kevin. It's going to be like, it's coming down to the wire. It's going to be another one of these, oh, my God, I can't believe that it's tied again with 10 seconds left.
What's so fascinating with this team is we keep talking about can they survive a loss? Can they survive a loss, right? It does kind of show that nobody thinks they are that good because you typically would think if they lose, who cares? They're just going to run through the MAC tournament. Nobody even has confidence that they're going to win the MAC tournament.
No.
Like,
think about it if they lost this game,
the best
Kevin.
Team.
Yeah, think if they lost this game and then boom, they lost in the tournament. Suddenly they got 2 losses and suddenly their season is ruined and they're not even in the NCAA tournament. They wouldn't get in. If they lost this game and they got bumped in their tournament, they're not getting in. You can tell the basketball elite don't want them in to begin with. That's a lot of pressure, Kevin. You know what I mean? You almost be thinking in the back of your head like that. You can't let that negativity seep in, but you know the coach is thinking that. The anxiety that coaches think negatively inside about, oh God, like if we lost this game and then we didn't win in the tournament, suddenly we're not in. After all this, we're not in. Like, that's a lot of pressure. Right. They are under a lot of pressure, this team.
Yeah, there's no team, to your point, Gabe, right? A loss here, and now you are in the MAC tournament. No, you know your fate, but in a different way. Like, I don't know, Sacred Heart's playing Merrimack, and they know if they lose, they're done. But they're not. It doesn't matter, right?
They didn't think they were going to the tournament. Yeah, exactly. They weren't on ESPN every day. Exactly.
Like Miami of Ohio loses this game, and they lose to Akron in the MAC championship game. They're still going to sit down and have a party, right? Like, Dan Jarrett and the boys aren't having a party on Selection Sunday to figure out where they're going, you know? Like,
that'd be a stressful sit down for them.
It sounds awful.
I gotta believe that they squeeze them in the Dayton thing if they lost. I don't think they're gonna bump them.
If they lose twice, I do not think they will get in.
No,
they're
2 losses,
the top
they
50
don't.
in the net.
And you know what? Like it or not, and agree with it or not, the fact is that I have a hard time disagreeing with it. At first, I was like, no, it's not. That's not true. That the WAC has a higher power ranking than the MAC. The Ivy League has a higher power ranking.
Yeah.
And I can't really argue it. Like, it's like, yeah. I don't know, because watching the MAC, it's not bad basketball. Like, you know what I mean? It's funny, Kevin. I think MAC basketball is better on an equivalent to MAC football is.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, like MAC basketball is not bad. You got some good teams. They can score. You know what I mean? They can shoot. Like, they got some. They can play. They can play.
A MAC
team not
can
according
win
to the
a
rankings.
Game, right? It's the problem though is if this team gets in, people are going to be licking their chops to smash this team.
To fade them. Yeah, I know.
All right, back in the mix here on Game Time decisions. Let's Let's throw the NBA in the mix here. We'll circle back with the World Baseball Classic before we get out of here. I just want to run through it a little bit, Gabe, because we've got Tatum's return. And if you look, right, we had Giannis come back this week. What do we do with his numbers? Trae Young come back yesterday. What do we do with the numbers? And now we have Jason Tatum back. And do we have official word as to whether or not he is starting in this game here? Yes, we do, and yes, he is. I don't know, Gabe. I tend to imagine that he should be making threes, right? All Boston does is bomb threes anyway. I don't really want to fade him. Like, do we have, like yesterday, you had good insight on what the Trae Young minutes were supposed to be. Do we know what
17
the
to
Tatum
20.
minutes?
Yeah, thanks for nothing, Washington. I got to tell you. Like, I'm never doing that again, Kevin. Just for the record, like, note to self. Like, all right, you're going to take the Wizards, do it when they're getting 16 and a half. You want to get cute. Don't like, oh, they're going to win the game outright. Like, that was not a smart idea. That was not one of my fire moments. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, so, well, listen, I agreed. I tried him for a double-double. The thing, you know what I realized, Gabe, is I bet the double-double. The Wizards actually have to make the baskets he sets them up for. So I was like, okay, yeah, never mind. There's not much of a chance there. Tatum is back tonight. I think there's going to be a lot of people interested in betting his numbers. But here's the problem.
12 and a half is moderate, though. I know it almost sounds too square, Kevin, but
yeah.
I'm falling for it. I'm falling for this one. I'm of the belief that when guys come back, they're ready to go. I don't know what the hell they were doing with Trae Young. Like, what the guys that doesn't play, he's playing this, 7, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're playing games with him. Same, Giannis, whatever, is kind of frustrating with the games that he plays there. But this is a different situation here tonight. There's no games with Jason Tatum. You got to read between the lines and stuff. And who was it? Was it Pritchard or was it, I don't know, one of his teammates was talking about, oh, he's been looking great in practice for the last week.
Sorry, Gabe.
Right?
I'm seeing
You got to pick little things. You got to pick that little stuff up.
George Sedano of ESPN apparently reported Tatum will not have a minutes restriction tonight. His props are now up to 14 and a half when you look at the points.
So it's climbing. It was 12 and a half earlier in the day.
4.5 rebounds, the threes. Now you basically got to bet him for 3. If it's plus 150 for him to make 3. How does he not have a minutes restriction? But it's what you said, right? So in a way, Tatum not having a minutes restriction makes sense. The fact that you would bring back a guy off a torn Achilles and you stop to like slow play it, like he really should only be out there if you can actually have him out there. Kind of situation.
15 and a half now, Kevin. Oh no, okay.
Gosh.
It's climbing at some spots. I'm seeing right now. As you stated, the Sedano tweet, people are jumping in here. You got to bet this earlier in the day. I sent it in earlier at 12 and a half. I got proof. I sent it in at 12 and a half. Point spread up to 15 right now. Like I said, the guy's back. He's ready to play. Like I said, the Pritchard or who was it? It was Joan, whatever. One of the Celtics was saying, he's looked great in practice for the last week. He's ready to go. Yeah. Right? You know what I mean? It's not like, he's coming. He doesn't have to come back now. It's like, all right, we've been patient. It's time. Let's ball. He's ready to go. And if it ends up being a blowout, he doesn't have to. Like, the limit or whatever. He probably plays 20, 25 minutes, in my opinion. I'll say 25 to 27. Like, do they blow them out? The question.
Favorites, right? Like,
that's the question.
They shouldn't.
So let me ask you about this though. On the flip side, and I'm falling for it. I am a mark for these stories, Kevin. Cooper Flagg's first game in Boston. It's his home game. It's his home game. He grew up in Maine.
Yep.
This is as close as it gets. And for people that don't know, Cooper Flagg grew up like with Boston Celtic propaganda. That's why he's so good. Like, and if he plays like an old Celtic. Like, he really does. Like, he almost is he's got this weird vibe to him that he grew up as a kid and his father used to, like, show him tapes over and over. Bird, Parrish, McHale, Celtics, Bird, Parrish. You know what I mean? This is the way to play basketball, son. Like, the Celtic way. Like, this kid grew up, like, he's a Celtic guy. Point blank, bro. Like, this is his homecoming game, man. You think it's a coincidence he just came back and returned before this game, Kevin? Like I'm saying.
Oh, I mean, Gabe, the fact he hasn't played.
He was out. He came back. Yeah,
It's on a back-to-back. It's on a back-to-back.
He's like, he's like, oh, I'm going to be ready for that Boston game. Let me tell you. And I know I can't come back just for that. So I'll do it last night. And he's 17.5 tonight. I wish it was a little lighter, but I'm going to fall for it. I think he gets there.
No, I think it makes a lot of sense. What's funny is I was just looking at this. Tatum is the favorite for the first basket market. Like, that they took a bunch of bets on that. They're going to give him the first shot kind of thing.
Yeah, give him the ball. Yeah.
Is there anything else in the NBA? Your Hornets, I'm now assigning you the Hornets 7.5 point favorites.
Now they're favorites. Oh, boy.
Look at this number.
It's like a band that got popular, Kevin, or an independent wrestler. Right? The independent wrestling league. Now you got to wait in line, and the marks are there. It's like,
yep. Autograph line is out the door.
Yeah, now we almost got to move on from Charlotte now. It's like, forget about them. They're too trendy now. I don't really want to. I got to be honest. They probably cover. I don't want to get in front of them. Do you?
They've covered every single game since the All-Star break. They have just been incredible this entire time. I like Denver tonight, Gabe. Now,
there was two games I want to ask you about as you being in New York. The Knicks Nuggets, I was curious your take. And then what about Seton Hall and St. John's?
Okay, so I think that Denver at home should handle business here. I understand that it's the second leg of a back-to-back. This is Nikola Jokic cares about all the things everyone wants you to think he doesn't care about. And he can only miss one more game in order to qualify for All-NBA and MVP. He's playing. And Aaron Gordon might be back. So I don't really care that it's the second leg of a back-to-back. Bringing the Knicks, who are all happy because they're playing better. They're relying on defense more than offense right now. I think the Knicks are not in a great spot here. As favorites, I think Denver's a good price. St. John's, Seton Hall, there's nothing I can do to bet this game, right? I'd have to drive to Philadelphia to basically get a betting on in this game. But it feels like with Patino here, if they win this, they will get, I think, a piece, or if not the outright Big East regular season trophy. I think they might destroy Seton Hall in this game out of 4.5. We'll go to the rest of the card after the break on SportsGrid. All right, game time decisions on a Friday night. Let's roll through it here, man. We'll throw any other picks out that we have. There's a couple of interesting college games tonight. Dayton money line, that team's red hot at home, around minus 120 on that money line price against VCU. I think San Diego State scores tonight against UNLV. That team total around 81.5. And the OVC, Morehead State, Southeast Missouri State, 139.5 looks a little bit light. But, Gabe, the World Baseball Classic is, I think, where a lot of people will be betting. I know you and I are going to be betting here. Take people through what you're looking for with the DR-Nicaragua game coming up, and, of course, the U.S. and Brazil.
If you can get the 4.5s, and there are some 4.5s out there in the minus 150 range, I prefer that than 5.5. But I got to be honest, I'm not really sure it matters. I expect the Dominican Republic to roll Nicaragua in this game, a home run festival. You kind of got to pick your poison about who's going to hit a home run. I'm going to say that Julio Rodriguez, I like the value with Julio Rodriguez at plus 300, and I like the value with Fernando Tatis Jr. at plus 350. As well. So those would be my picks there. We're going to lay the run line with the Dominicans. We'll take Tatis to hit a home run. And like I said, you kind of pick your poison and who you want to take, different home run props. I like J-Rod because of the price. I wouldn't be shocked if Juan Soto hits the home run as well. And I tell you what, I think the total is a little light, Kevin, at 9.5 here, because I do think the Dominicans are going to score a bunch of runs. So I think the game goes over. USA, guys, it's up to 10.5. We told you last night in the overnight hours. Take it now at 9.5. Once again, I don't think it matters. I got the USA winning like 13-12, 13-0. Maybe they mercy rule them. Like we said, guys, the total is 14.5. Home run props for the USA. We're going to go with Kyle Schwarber at plus 140. And as we talked about, Roman Anthony at plus 450. Not a bad number there, Kevin. Quick hockey pick. Canadians, Ducks over 1.5 in the first period. And public, mark me up, Kevin. I'm pulling the curtain here. Give me Tatum over points. And give me Cooper Flag over points.
Yeah, look,
we're squares tonight. Aaron Judge to hit home run, too. Like, for the love of God, plus 130.
Yeah, listen, shop around. I'm just going to take Aaron Judge to home with a bunch of guys. Roman Anthony, Buxton, Raleigh, Schwarber. I don't know. I don't know if I love, like, Harper to homer. I feel like he might just, like, professional, just, like, get himself, a single or walk or something like
exactly.
that kind of situation. Give me an idea tomorrow, though, Gabe, right? So Japan's back in action. Canada is going to be playing. I know you're going to be betting Canada-Colombia right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, Soroka goes against Julio Teheran tomorrow in this game. And it's a pick 'em. So Soroka's minus 1 to Canada, our favorites. Colombia playing right now as we speak and looking pretty good. We got a scoreless game. But, yeah, Kevin, I'll tell you what, Chinese Taipei, it's actually tonight, too. It's a quick turnaround. It's the next day, whatever. So it's actually tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Chinese Taipei and the Czechia tonight. Give me the under 9.5. I've watched these teams. Guys, Chinese Taipei are literally like 4 for 50 in the tournament so far.
Oof.
Like, they have 4 hits. Like, Otani has more hits. They showed the graphic last night, Kevin. Otani had more hits than Chinese Taipei does in 2 games. Like, they're offensively challenged. Czechia aren't great.
I didn't know.
Czechia. Yeah.
Bad.
Chinese Taipei are minus 3.5. I don't know. It kind of feels a little high here, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I kind of got them winning like 3-0 or something, but I like the under 9.5. And South Korea and Japan are playing at 5 a.m. Eastern time. It's Kikuchi on the hill for Japan, Ko for South Korea. Japan are 5.5 run favorites. The total's 10.5, Kevin. I think that's too light. Dude, the Tokyo Dome's a launching pad, bro. Like, Japan are going to hang like 10 on their own on South Korea. Take the over 10.5.
Yeah, again, I told Gabe I tried with the under 8.5, and it's like there was only runs in 2 half innings. Never had a chance. It was over by the time that Japan was done through the second inning. It was 10-0. It was
that first inning was a tease too, scoreless after one.
That's insane. You're like, oh, here we go. We've got something working now. I like Denver. We talk about the NBA going up against the Knicks at home. I think this Nuggets team starts to get it going here a little bit, right? There's a reason that they've consistently had these top 2-3 odds to win an NBA championship. They're going to start to get healthier a little bit here. I know we talk about, listen, maybe it's public night here on a Friday night. No LeBron, no DeAndre Ayton. Luka Doncic is playing a terrible team. He might score 20 in the first quarter. This is a points, rebounds, assists night for Luka Doncic where he just kind of says, I'm out here by myself. He's going to throw a bunch of lobs to Jackson Hayes, and it sets up absolutely perfectly in that spot. And then the NHL pick again, right, Gabe? Montreal as well, right? That over, first period?
Montreal and Anaheim, first period over. Blackhawks to beat the Canucks as well.
Awesome. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Game time decisions.
Let's roll.